For example, I am going to NH road work. Now here you can see the material section. So the first step is that your supervisor, whenever he needs the material on this project, he will create a site request, a material site request. How will he do that? He will go into his mobile phone. I'll just show you that. Right. So this is the screen of my mobile phone. I will just open the app from here. Now you can see the mobile app, right?
Yes.
So I will go into this particular project, NH roadwork, and I will go into the material section, and then I will create a material request. So this basically is being done by the site supervisor who is there on site. He is using his mobile phone, right? He will just click on the request button. Then he will just add the material. Let's say he requires aggregate 12 mm. He will enter the quantity. Let's say 200 cubic feet he requires. So he can save that. Right. So now coming back to the web page where the office team is operating, they'll just refresh this page and they will see the request which is being raised by the site supervisor. So here we can see that a new request has been raised of 200 cubic feet of aggregates. Office team will review this request and they will create the order from this request. Right. So let's say now the order is created. If we want to see the ordered items, we can see that here. And similarly, all the other requests, the supervisor can also see what all requests have been ordered. Now,
Okay.
the vendor has received the order, right? So now, whenever the material comes to the site, the supervisor will create a receiving for that particular material. Again, going back into the mobile phone. Now, let's say aggregates have been received onto the project. So he will just click on received button,
Okay.
select the party name. Let's say Agarwal Jaipur is sending the aggregates. He will select which material has been received and he will enter the quantity and create the receiving. Now this particular material has been received in the project. If we see the aggregates, we can see that this material has been received. He can also click right of the photo of aggregates and attach it here. So you will see the photograph. Now coming back to the desktop section, the material has been received onto the site. Now what the office team has to do whenever the vendor sends the bill to the office, he will create a material purchase transaction, because they have to book the expense of the material which has been purchased. Right. So I will click on
Okay.
material purchase. Let me select the vendor name. Now it will automatically show what all items have been received from this vendor. We know that aggregate has been received. So we will enter the unit rate which is there in the invoice. So 2500 is the total amount. If there is any discount given by the vendor, we can do that. And if we are paying any advance to the vendor for this purchase, we can select that. And we can select the cost code. For example, this particular material belongs to civil. So I will do that and I will save it. Now
Okay.
what will happen is Agarwal Jaguar has sent me a material of 2300 rupees and I have paid him 300 rupees only. So it will automatically show me how much is the unpaid amount of this purchase. I go to the purchase
Okay.
section. I can see the vendor balance also. How much I have purchased from this particular vendor in the overall life cycle of the project and how much money I have paid this vendor. So this is the net balance to be paid.
Okay.
Now, whenever the material, now the purchase has been done, now what will happen is that this material will get consumed on site by the site team. So whenever the site supervisor is consuming the material for various activities, he will just he will just create the consumption entry, which is called used entry in this system. So he will just click on material used and create a material usage entry. For example, he's using aggregates of, let's say, 100 cubic feet he's using, and let's say he's using for flooring activity. So he can mention it here in the notes. Your office team will have a clear view of the whole inventory of this particular material. Whenever they will open this they will see that how much aggregates have been received and how much have been used. So this is the current inventory structure of this. And if you want to download a inventory report or the purchase report of any material, you can do that here. For example, I want to download the inventory report of last week. I will just click on download and I can see the report here. What is the inventory which is being received into this project? We have a summary report. I'll just show you in the details section. For example, uh, material inventory and request report. I'll just open this. Now, in this particular report, you will see what is the pending request against this material, right, which has not been ordered yet. This is how much has been ordered. This is what is received against this material in this particular project. Now, let's say if I just filter a project name, for example, I'll filter NH road work. Now, in this particular project, this is the status of all my material. For example, aggregates, this is the pending request, this has been ordered, this has been received, and this has been used. And this is the current stock. So if you want to download this, you can download it from here in the form of Excel or PDF. Any further doubts in this?
No, no, it is fine. Can we also transfer a material to the warehouse or from one project to another? Is there any options?
Yes, yes, yes. For example, let's say the aggregates are being left in this project unused. So you can transfer the material. So there is an option of material transfer. You can select whether you want to send it to the project, which project you are sending it to, or you're sending it to warehouse. If I select the warehouse, I will select the material, at what cost, how much is the quantity I'm sending, and what is the cost of this. I can send this material. It will automatically reflect in my inventory, and my expenses will reduced for this project, and it will automatically get shifted to warehouse. Any doubts, sir?
No, no, all done.
Okay, thank you.